Hello everyone, Time here. Welcome back to Heroes of the Storm. In today's video, we're playing, obviously, my best character. I play him all the time. Oh, I have his master skin. So clearly that means I've mastered him. That's hard. All of this is hard to say with a straight face. Kael'thas was my worst character in the game. I invested so much time into Kael'thas when he was released because he was so unbelievably strong when he first came out. He was so strong. But I was bad at him. And I was really bad at him. I wasn't just, oh, you know, whatever, Time, you can improve. You just do this. It was like everything I did was fundamentally wrong. By the time I got my master skin, I had a 32% win rate. I'm kind of infamous for this. And I haven't gotten any better. Well, I have a little. I improved a little. I think it's sitting at like a 40. Let me look. Well, it's sitting at a 39. That's marginal. Like, that's measurable improvement. 7%. There's 7% of hard work and dedication to get better at this character. If you want Kael'thas tips, this is not the video for you. This is my A through Z playthrough. Shit. Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we find ourselves on this map. It has a name. Garden Terror. That's what it is. Woo! Now, I did mention that maybe this wouldn't be a good video for learning Kael'thas, but I actually do think I have a build that might help you learn Kael'thas. Now, I'm not very good at positioning, and I'm not mages, that is. I can position a warrior right in the middle of an enemy team, no problem, but apparently that's not where mages are supposed to be. But maybe we can make up for that with a Verdant Sphere build. We're going to give it a try. I don't know if it's any good or not. I've never tried it. But again, no one's coming to me for Kael'thas knowledge anyway, so we might as well try something new and adventurous, right? Anyway, let's talk about Kael'thas' abilities before we talk about where he is right now, because his place in the game is always changing. So he has Flame Strike. This allows him to deal area damage. If you augment this with your trait, which is Verdant Spheres, it increases that area damage. Allows him to hit a pretty significant portion of the minion wave and burst them down quite well. Very good at pushing lanes. Really, no matter what build you go, Kael'thas is pretty good at pushing lanes. Safely, too, if you position him properly. His W ability is Living Bomb, and it is fantastic. It's my favorite ability in his kit. It allows him to put a bomb on a target, and then after a certain period, this bomb will detonate and damage everything around it. Now, if you augment this with Verdant Spheres, then you have the ability to cast it again. Now, they made a change where you cannot put Living Bomb on the same target twice, which was a big nerf. But they also redesigned his talents again, so we'll talk about that in a second. But if Living Bomb, with our talents that we're going with later on, if Living Bomb hits a target that is not affected by Living Bomb will then spread to that target. So it is a way for him to deal a massive amount of area damage very, very safely if the enemy team doesn't quite position properly. Like that damage is definitely avoidable by positioning of the enemy team. Then he has his E ability, and this is called Gravity Lapse. And this allows him to send out a tornado in a straight line, and this tornado will pick up the first enemy that it hits and lift them up into the air for a moment. Just like that. And if you augment this with Verdant Spheres, then it will travel through targets and I believe pick up the first three. It'll pick up the first three. So pretty solid kit, and it allows for a lot of freedom with how you augment each of your abilities, and I've always loved that about Kael'thas. Even if I've never really been very good at the character, I still really enjoy various aspects of his design. So we want to augment our spheres here and then put a Flame Strike right under Tychus there, for instance. I made that decision that I wanted my sweeping wind to go through multiple targets to stop them from chasing me because I positioned very poorly. And then my rotation changed based on that decision. And that's a fantastic playstyle. It's really, really good. Now, in the Falstad video, I said you will have a hard time thinking of a character that has been redesigned more than Kael'thas. Or more than Falstad. Excuse me. But everyone was like, what about Kael'thas, Pallet Time? He's changed a lot. Well, all of his abilities are... You're right, he did. You know what? I'll give that one to you. I was going to try to talk my way around it, but let's be honest. Kael'thas has changed a lot. When he was first released into the game, everyone was crazy about his Q ability. They thought it was the best thing in his kit, and everyone was building for the Q ability. Well, then Q got nerfed, Flame Strike got nerfed, and everyone then shifted over to a Living Bomb build. Do you know why? I actually don't remember why people liked Q so much, so I'm not going to talk about that. I think you can make your Q go off twice in an area. So in a lot of ways, it was like Jaina's Blizzard. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But do you know why they liked the Living Bomb build? Because you could put Living Bomb on a target and then put another Living Bomb directly on that target again, detonating the first Living Bomb, having it spread to everyone in the area, and then those could continue to detonate and continue to kill everything. The nail in the coffin for this build for Kael'thas was a video of a Lily minding her own business in a minion wave like this. She was pushing a lane. She was doing the right thing for her team. And a Kael'thas walked up with 2 Living Bombs, used the Living Bombs on the minions, kind of like this. And then when the minions blew up, Living Bomb chained and chained and chained and chained and chained and detonated probably 20 times within a second-long window, which caused a little Lily, like our friend here, to lose all of her health, to go from 100% health to nothing. That was kind of the nail in the coffin for that, and they redesigned his W. What we have now is the re-envisioned Kael'thas. He has some decent talents for Flame Strike. He has some decent talents for Living Bomb, and overall I would say he's pretty balanced. He also has an auto attack build if you wanted to do that. I don't recommend that one. Even I know that you probably shouldn't play auto attack Kael'thas. But it's been a fascinating development cycle. Now, his heroic abilities have always had one clear standout, and for me that's Phoenix. It has a very short cooldown, although it was increased by 15 seconds. It's now a 60-second cooldown now, where it used to be a 45, and it allows Kael'thas to completely zone enemies away from an area. What was happening before I put this Phoenix down? The enemy team was moving up to the wall to defend it. You put a Phoenix down, the enemy team moves out of the Phoenix. This is like a constant of life. If they stand in it, they take a lot of unnecessary damage. I think I'm dead still. No, we good. She comboed someone else. Let's put a Living Bomb under. Let's put a Living Bomb on him and a Flame Strike underneath him and then hope for the best. He pushed me away. We're going to live. Now, the build I'm going for allows me to heal and get mana back whenever I use a Verdant Sphere. Now, you don't become like a self-sustained mage in any stretch of the imagination, but it does allow you to like live through a lot of stuff that I think I would normally die to. And Verdant Spheres is a very short cooldown of 6 seconds, so as long as you use it right away, you can actually sustain quite a bit of health as long as you get a second to yourself to go into a lane and actually spread your abilities around. If you want to do this, I would have to recommend using your Living Bomb on targets. Although, so, I don't know. Living Bomb seems so weird now. I'm going to read the actual... I'm just going to recall. I'm not going to recall. We're going to work around this way, but we're going to go the long way just so I have a second to actually read what this ability does now, because it has changed so drastically. Deal 185 damage over 3 seconds to an enemy. Hold on. You moved her out of my wombo combo. I'll try not to hate you. Deals damage to an enemy. Then they explode, dealing more damage. So it's small damage over time and then pops for a bit more damage. Other heroes damaged by this explosion are also affected by Living Bomb. So no longer are minions like this affected by Living Bomb. That's what they removed. Now it's only heroes that can kind of bounce the bomb back and forth between each other. And then, of course, the same effect happens where they take some small damage over time. And then they can continue to spread that back and forth. I believe it only spreads one time now. It probably says this in the tooltip. Affected by Living Bomb, though the secondary explosion cannot spread. See, there's the thing. It used to spread indefinitely, so you would see kind of these chain reactions happen over the course of like 20 seconds in a team fight if the enemy team wasn't positioned properly. That was changed. I was a big fan of that, by the way. I fucking loved that. We're going to increase the explosion radius. This kind of just increases the likelihood that the enemy team will spread the bomb just a little bit more. Oh, you didn't walk into that. I think we're dead. We can just continue to cast Verdant Spheres, and it's giving us a little bit of health back. Look at that. We survived that encounter where I was 100% in the wrong spot the whole time, surrounded by the enemy team. Look at that. Uh-oh. We may not survive this one, though. I need to just cast abilities so I can cast Verdant Spheres again. So that was a decent gravity lapse into a chain bomb, but it doesn't look like the chain bomb's going to spread. Now, I am fully intending on getting the level 20 chain bomb talent, which allows it to spread indefinitely. I don't know how reliable this damage is anymore. I have legitimately no fucking clue. But it's kind of a harken back to the good old days of his talent build, and I really, really like it. So the build I'm doing kind of allows you to return mana and health to you kind of on your own terms, as long as you're able to go into a lane. And I thought it might be good as a learning experience to get back into the character, at least for this A through Z playthrough. Now, as far as where Kael'thas is at right now, I actually, personally, I think he is tiered under Li Ming and Jaina. I think Jaina is a bit more consistent right now. But again, this is just my opinion as someone who doesn't play mages. I'm kind of looking in from the outside in that regard. We can do a mini stun on that guy just to try to disrupt him a little bit. And again, as the plant moves in, we are more than able to throw down the Phoenix. It only has a minute cooldown, so there's really no reason to hang on to it. Might as well just use it all the time. It is a little bit more impactful now that it's a 60-second cooldown rather than a 45-second, but I still fully believe that you should use it liberally. We are being body blocked by a Vala here just a little bit. And now that the laser goes down, I just want to leave this interaction with the enemy team we have here, but the Living Bomb will get a kill on that Kerrigan. Let's spread out away from this Vengeful Spirit. And again, I'm just trying to use my abilities so I can cast another Verdant Sphere and continue to keep myself topped off. And I can do this every 6 seconds. And as you can see, it's actually been working out. Oh, good dodge. It's been working out pretty well. Of course, I say that now as I go and die. Never mind. I'm alive because of the healing that I was giving to myself. Team, I like this. I'm just going to go fuck off and go down to the bottom lane and push this. Now, the reason I want to use an ability right away is just because that Verdant Sphere's cooldown doesn't actually start until you cast a spell. So I'm pretty much just trying to cast anything right now to heal myself back up. Now, again, I don't know how good of a strategy this actually is. I just want to, once again, I want to make that very clear that I am not in any regard a Kael'thas player, nor have I ever been, no matter how hard I try to be. But you know, maybe this is the build for me. Who knows? Who knows? We were not able to push down the camp here. I did pick up a second application of Verdant Spheres, which just means I can get that healing a little bit easier. I believe we still have to cast a spell in between applications, but should allow for a decent amount of health and mana sustain. See if we can go help out down here. We should be able to spread the Living Bomb a lot, huh? There's one. There's one. Let's put down the Phoenix. We're going to have to try to just kill this Tychus, and unfortunately that was not the case at all. Because we were out of position completely, and he completely annihilated our health reserves with that Sergeant Hammer. Anyway, this is just something I wanted to try out. Again, I want to stress, I don't know how good it is. and maybe you don't want to follow my example. Now, our damage could be a lot higher if we were focusing on Flame Strike in the early game. I know that is the primary thing that a lot of people are doing right now. There's a quest talent at level 1 that increases, let's see, every time Flame Strike damages an enemy hero's damage is increased by 5 up to 100, but you lose all damage if you die. But after gaining 100 Flame Strike damage, you increase the Flame Strike damage by an additional 100, and you no longer lose any bonuses. So basically, it becomes more and more and more impactful throughout the course of the game if you're good at landing it. And then I think at level 7, level 7, there's another one. Empower Flame Strike when it hits multiple heroes. So if you manage to catch 2 people in a Flame Strike, it'll deal a shit ton of fucking damage. Again, that's for people that are really good at landing that Flame Strike. You're going to be focusing the majority of your Verdant Sphere applications to the Flame Strike to make the radius larger and make it easier to land. Let's try to just throw in this Phoenix. I know I want to focus down this Draken laser so it doesn't completely kill our enemy team. That's one of the reasons I put the Phoenix there, and it looks like we were relatively successful in that regard. I do want to put a living bomb here on this. Actually, oh god, we missed everything. Oh my goodness. Missed everything. That's another reason Kael'thas is a bit of a more difficult character to play. His only escape is his gravity lapse. It's on a 14-second cooldown, and it is a skill shot. Whereas Li Ming, if she needs to disengage, is just a teleport. It's just a, I want to go here, and then you go there. Whereas Kael'thas has to land the skill shot, which is not hard to land. I'm just fucking, like, anything to do with this character I'm just not good at. It's not hard to land, but yet I found a way of missing it on a melee range Kerrigan that walked directly in a straight line to me. So, you know, there's that. There is that. I'm actually really amazed I've only died twice. Can we all just appreciate that for a second? Let's not try to focus on the fact that I think the healer could do more damage than us. Let's also not focus on the fact that our Asmodan has dealt no damage. Feels bad, man. He looks like his stacks aren't going well. Oh, feels bad. Let's try to help out here. There's a living bomb. There's a living bomb. That's definitely going to spread to something, right? Oh, Tychus sure does love to kill me. I think we're good. Did we spread any damage in there that actually had a meaningful impact? I don't know, but there's a living bomb. Are they going to spread it? This is the problem with the living bomb build. They can, like, anyone who knows what they're doing at all is just going to separate and not allow that to bounce around like crazy. You kind of have to stealthily apply it in the middle of a team fight, which I'm also not good at stealth games. So there's that. There's that too. Let's go ahead and try to spread it around in here a little bit. Now, again, we could be using our Flame Strike here to also apply some damage to this Lilia as she's running around, but I haven't done that yet. Also, with these Verdant Sphere applications, I could be... Oh, shit, team. I could be a lot more efficient with how I'm applying the Living Bomb, so always activating Verdant Spheres before I throw a Living Bomb out. Just means that it will basically never incur a cooldown if we continue to cycle them properly, which is something I have not been doing. That crystal, I'm dead either way, but let's throw down a Phoenix before we die, try to zone out the enemy team from chasing after that plant, kind of force them back into the tower range. Maybe buy these guys a little bit of time. So, again, massive improvements can be made here, and I don't know how effective this build is in the first place, but I'm trying. I genuinely I'm trying. The enemy team pretty even on XP with us, and they are actually, with the death of this fort, they are ahead on siege as well. They are starting to just inch ahead on XP. That kill will put them up to level 19 as they are pushing up the top lane. Tychus kind of over here on the side. Tychus has been the bane of my existence in this particular match. Sergeant Hammer in her element with her entire team in front of her moving forward is going to be able to completely siege down any defenses that we have here. That Asmodan here didn't look like it was too bad, though. Looks like that damage might be increasing just a little bit. And when they are clumped up like this, we might actually be able to spread the living bomb just a little bit. So there's one. Then we reactivate Verdant Spheres. We look for another way in. Here's two. Reactivate Verdant Spheres. 3. We can reactivate here soon, although I think they're pretty much out of range for me to do anything, so let's resort back to a Flame Strike. Okay. I do need to use Flame Strike a lot more. I really do. Even if it's not... Like, I only want to use Flame Strike when I've augmented it, when I've made it better, because the increased radius, and I believe increased damage... No, it's just radius now. The increased radius means I'm a lot more likely to actually fucking land it. But, I miss every... Flame Strike that I don't throw, or whatever. What's it saying? You miss every opportunity you don't take? It's the same with this. I mean, I'm dealing no damage with it, and that's worse. Like, so I definitely need to be throwing more of those out, too. Look at me self-diagnosing myself. Oh, my God. So good at this video game. My bad. My bad, Dunk. My bad. Didn't mean to. Stole that from him. I'm an asshole. All right, we are gonna go for Master of Flames, and maybe, just maybe, if the stars align, we'll be able to get a living bomb chain going that actually causes a difference, that actually has a really good impact on a match. Who knows? Oh, Flame Strike opportunity here, boys! As Tychus is caught in the zombie wall. Great zombie wall. He can no longer E out of those. Looks like we're going to be okay here. Verdant Spheres into the Living Bomb, but we are going to die to that Vengeful Spirit. The Living Bomb does blow up on Kerrigan, taking her down. Now Vala retreating back to the presumed safety of our healer. Not getting a heal, though. There it is. And now, my death started a chain reaction. I was stretching real hard for that one, I know. That ended up allowing us to trade 1 for 3, and we're going to be able to push down that middle keep of the enemy team. Nicely done. Nicely done. All right, so we're going to have catapults pushing the middle lane, putting pressure on the enemy team's core. Up in the top lane, they do have some mercenary camps pushing, and in the bottom lane, they have the same thing. Does this allow my... Okay, so... Living Bomb will not spread to minions no matter what I do. So even this augment doesn't change that, which is a little sad. But maybe we can make it bounce around in the, in the middle of a team fight and get lucky. We also, like, I suppose this talent would be significantly better. Like Living Bomb in general would be significantly better versus a team that is a bit more melee focused, like a bit more frontline focused. Maybe they have a couple of warriors, a melee assassin. Definitely not a Sergeant Hammer. So that was a bit of an oversight. I think when I saw the Sergeant Hammer, I should have done the exact same thing I did on Jaina, which was try to just deal as much damage to that hammer and focus that hammer as much as humanly possible. Now, I messed up the application of Living Bomb there. I went in, panicked when I saw people, used my Verdant Sphere on my E, forgot to reactivate the Verdant Sphere to reapply Living Bomb without a cooldown. It could have definitely spread in this situation, in this close proximity. Like, this is what I was looking for. This is what I needed to make the entire point of my build work. And I fucked up and I panicked. And I do believe like situations like that is what makes Kael'thas a difficult mage. The choice and the freedom you have in your build, the choice and the freedom you have in just your base kit alone is also what adds the difficulty, because you have the chance to absolutely just make the wrong decision on a basic spell cast. And that's a layer of depth that not many other heroes have in that regard. You know, Jaina... Well, maybe not Jaina. Maybe we shouldn't take her into consideration because she does have like a cast sequence that could lead to the highest amount of damage. But you know, like a Vala, if someone's in front of you, you hit all your buttons. Jim Raynor, if someone's in front of you, you hit all your buttons. Gravemain has a bit of depth as well, so maybe it's not a completely unheard of thing in the game, but I think it is accentuated a little bit more with Kael'thas. Let me try to get away from this guy before he just beats me to death. I wonder if they can sense my weakness. I wonder if the enemy team is some kind of predatory animal and they just know, like, that Kael'thas right there, he's fucking bad. Now, every mistake I've spoken about today is easily something that I could fix and easily something that I could address with more practice, and that should be encouraging. And let's just assume that is encouraging. I wish I could... It's so weird not being able to double activate a Living Bomb on someone. It's so strange. I don't think I can get used to that. I just said I need to practice more to get more comfortable, and then completely contradicted what I said the very next sentence. Good job, Pally Time. Continuity, it's important. Looks like the enemy team was up here in the top lane. Can we land the stun on Lily? We cannot. She got away. But we can come in here and try to take this objective from the enemy team. I have a Verdant Spheres ready for the living bomb. I want to spread the living bomb. Please. Yes, this is it. This is it. They're spreading it. They're spreading it, team. Oh my God, they did it. Something completely ordinary and basic happened that every Kael'thas has experienced, but now I have experienced it. Quadra kill. Oh shit, that was the payoff. That was it. Our whole build led up to that moment, and I blew out some eardrums just now, and I'm not even sorry. It happened, team. The stars aligned. They clumped up. They spread the bomb. They allowed our whole talent build to actually start fucking working. Feels fucking good, man. Feels fucking good. Let's see if we can punish her just a little bit. The main focus here needs to be the core, but we don't want to let this Kerrigan walk all over us, and by any means. So every time living bomb comes off, I'm going to try to reapply it there. Looks like we are going to, in a fucking massive chain of events with full of twists and turns, it looks like we're going to win a game that I played Kael'thas in. Oh my God. Oh my God. Did not think that was gonna be how this played out. Wow. All right, everybody. I don't know if my build was worth using at all, but the talents I went for today was Fell Infusion, Mana Tap, Sun Fury, Sun King's Fury, I know how to read, Phoenix, Fission Bomb, Twin Spheres, and Master of Flames. And the idea here was I would be able to spread more living bombs with all of my Verdant Sphere talents. I would have more health and mana sustain. Because you can spread bombs so quickly, I was getting more comfortable with it as the game progressed, and I was noticing my errors more as the game progressed. And we went for Fission Bomb at level 13 rather than the other ones, just so it would have more of a chance to spread and deal more damage, which it did. And shit. God, that was stressful. I'm so bad at Kael'thas. Up next, we have Sarah Kerrigan. She has been a recipient of some changes that have her back in the spotlight. And she's in a pretty good spot. I think she was just nerfed, however. So maybe she's moving back in the wrong direction. But one of my favorite characters, I think... Let's look at my profile. I think... she's just barely beaten out by Falstad. She was in my top 3 for a really, really long time. One of my favorite characters for sure. Thank you all for watching today's video. I will be back very soon with Sarah Kerrigan. If you enjoyed today's episode, please be sure to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe if you're new to the channel. I got a quadra kill on Kael'thas. Obviously, pro at this game. All right, everybody. I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.